Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Uh, Figured we would touch this one more time, but we're going to wear some shades and try something different out, which seems kind of cool. Um, so we're just going to try to finish up our blue and black spells, and we're going to see if we can't gather in just a little bit more coinage over here. This should be 600, 775. We would need 225 more. I'm not so sure we can do it. Um, we might as well try. Do we really want to even care about the ranked? I don't think so necessarily. I mean, we're not going anywhere. Platinum tier 4, we could in 3 days. We could do it. Let's try it. Let's go with ranked. We'll do the stealthy subterfuge. No, we're not going to win if we do that. Let's try here. We're trying some more ninja. One more ninja to get our daily quest done, and then we will grind a little ranked while we gold out. What do you think? Oh, today is March of the Machine Madness Day. Okay. Silencer would be nice. We could delete one of these lands, and we could delete whatever their character is. Alright. Cool. Yeah, we don't get a lot of benefit for this. Oh, very interesting. We're gonna no attack that. I messed up. I threw the wrong land. Something you should always pay attention to. This is why you don't look away and start reading something on your phone in the middle of a game. It can definitely cause you to be poop. This is cool. What we're seeing here is bit of a mirror match. I like the idea of just catching the Silver Fern Master. On the flip side, he can disturb this creature and turn it into an enchantment that would go +1/+1. Yeah, not going well. Not gonna lie. Let's go here and here. Okay. Feeling good about that. We go next. We won't attack with you, but we'll do that. And then we'll do this, and this, and this, this, and this. And we will take that action. Yep. Get rid of that action. And we'll feel pretty solid. So this card is a fun card because it gives ninjutsu ability to any other creature in your hand. And the thing about it is, you could be holding like an Atraxa in your hand, and it will be able to ninjutsu out for 4 total mana. So a turn 4 Atraxa is what you watch for with Satoru on the board. This was turn 3, and he was about to throw his 4th mana out there, and that card is what would have enabled the turn 4 Atraxa to hit. So that's fine, please. Okay. He got his attack in, which is good. I do think that there's no benefit for us to ninjutsu this guy in, and there is a benefit for us having a network disruptor out there right now. So I think this is what we do. We put the disruptor out there, we tap the creature that would block, we go to this, we all attack. We are going to ninjutsu this guy in with one hope, right? And that is that we can ninjutsu this guy back. Right? And then we discard a card, and we delete a card. Double ninjutsu. Okay. We were expecting the disturb feature to happen. This is just cheaper. I'm fine with losing the 2 life, so I mean, hating this at all. And we will throw the Silver Master out early before the attack. We don't need the ninjutsu effect. It's not cheaper. It doesn't help us in any way, shape, or form. Except maybe put the Dokuchi silencer back on our hand. This, though, gives the +1s to each of the 2 creatures that are out there. And that's going to make this attack a considerably more powerful attack, right? Probably get rid of this one. We'll decline. There's no reason for us to do anything. That'd be fine by me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total mana means we can do a 2 mana and a 3 mana option. And I kind of dig this. I think we just take the card draw. What do you think? Let's just delete it. Unfortunately, we got bad tapped. Decline. Huh, how did that happen? Auto Tapper took out our only 2 blacks? Like, ugh. Gonna do it again? Meaning? Okay, now we're threatening lethal. Feeling a lot stronger about where we stand in the ninja thing. I'm thinking he's stuck with an Atraxa in his hand, and that's why we're seeing it. I really think he had a plan to pull that Atraxa out, and we derailed it with the Dukai Specialist. The double ninjutsu. It's not common, but it is effective. Okie dokie. Looking at the Mastery Pass, it looks like we will be getting a Mastery Tree completion effect. And if we had the other one, we'd be getting a Might Overseer. Pretty decent card, all said and done. Just like we expected, we'd be at 775 gold after we completed the win that's on there. And so at this point right now, we would just be doing some ranked grinding, which we could possibly do with our red deck, mostly because it's for speed, and we can see if we can't flash through half of diamond real quick. Because if we can, then we can probably finish off. I'm sorry, platinum. We're in platinum. We can finish off half of platinum. This is a keep for sure. Trying to attract a burn spell out of their creature here against my Voldarian Epicure. If we don't get it, it's just a card draw sitting on the sideline waiting for us. We should be able to double spell if we want on the next one, depending on what they throw down here. If we start to see something that would give us difficulty attacking, we're definitely burning because we are the beatdown. Roar. That works. I think it's only 2 damage. It doesn't work, unfortunately. I'm totally digging it. Let's do it. So Cliff Stomper blocks Swift Spear, and no, he doesn't. That's fine. We can just go to face here. And we'll take a second one of those for sure. And get some more damage in. Okay. We're set up with 2 of our sort of win con situations. And with the second squee, we should be able to throw a Monastery Swiftspear out to go along with it. So even if we lose something here, and this guy's not playing the typical mono red aggro style, let's go kind of deck, I'll just all attack and that's fine. Yeah. Like I said, F-I-N-E fine. Next turn we go wide. We will have 4 total mana. We'll hand dump out our cards. That should give us a 2, 2, 1 extra, 1, 3, 4, and 5. So we should be able to sneak like 6, 5 damage. Just a little bit. But we like that. That's really good. Okay. So here comes this. Here comes this, what do you think? This? Yeah, let's see. He's got a lot of cards in hand. Keep it light. All attack. There's a lot. Yeah. We should be threatening lethal on the next turn, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3. There'll be a 4th, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If he only blocks 2 damage with his Cliff Stomper again, we win. Probably enough. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't block the 3. Yeah. You had to block the 3 to survive. But I'm going to pretty much call that game. End the Festivities would bring down quite a bit. Double End the Festivities would wipe the board. If we pull a land, we can utilize our blood tokens here. I knew there was going to be something in there. But that's okay, because we have all these other cards here too. We can go wide with the squee, and that should be a game no matter how we slice it. Submit 4, go away. Here it comes, go all attack, swing wide, and good game. Well, and that's why, as far as 3 mana cards go, that's probably 2 of our best, right? The constant slog of the Forge with Squee bouncing back and continuing to go wide. Just super disheartening. A Cartographer's Survey says, look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to 2 lands from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest of the on the bottom of your library in a random order. What the what? What? You're telling me that for 4 mana, I get to put 2 land cards out of the top 7 into there, and I also... Yeah, okay, so just nothing's going into the graveyard, unfortunately, but that's okay. So, should we try to consider a mono ramp green deck? We've looked at this artsy or artifacty kind of thing, and this was before we had quite a bit of other cards in our repertoire. So we were really doing everything we could to lean into the artifact position on here. I'm going to keep that, actually. It's a really solid card. I'm going to keep that too. This is the brand new card that we just picked up that allows us to ramp really, really far. And this is the Saga that gives us that ramping capability, along with this Saga right here that gives us that sort of endless ramp capability. And the reason why this card is, do we have more Jewel Thieves? We do. We have 4. I think we take out some of these. okay. What other targets can we put in here at the top of the green pile? A Titan of Industry or two is a creature, and so it's definitely one of our targets of note that we really want. This is also a creature, and it has the capability of being cast at a lower level, and it's deceivingly strong. You know, you're hitting for 8/6 if you can get it out there at full, and I think you can get it out there at full over the worm. I'll hold on to the Burly Breaker here for a second. Take a look and see. So we're at 24 lands with an average cost of 3.6. We're okay with that because of the 2 copies of the Halpack Piper that we've got. Should we not be able to use a Halpack Piper, we have some 2-drops in the Paxon Pup area and some Jukai Trainers. Is there anything that keep the theme alive? Clear Shot. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 to end of the turn. It deals damage equal to its power. I think that we're fine under our current circumstances. Enchant an artifact or a creature, and as long as the enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +1/+3 and has reach and adds 2 mana. That's pretty solid. We could put that onto something. Right? Yeah. Okay. These 2 are going to really help us ramp out to these guys on a much, much faster train. This will get us there quicker. This will get us there quicker. This will get us there quicker. So speeding up the, you know, like, think of it like this. Turn 1, you're not doing much. There are some mana dorks that are out there that exist in the turn 1 category, but for the most part, like, they're going to be dirtily and slow if we do something like this. If we do something like this, it's kind of a, I don't want to call it a wasted card, but it'll focus their attention on it though, and it might draw out a bit of counterspell. I hate to say it, but like the Contagious Vorak might be the worst card in our hand here, and that might be a better answer. We're going to sneak attack them. If we can throw a Venerated Rot Priest out, I'm going to get rid of the tail swipe and put another one on. If we can throw this out on the early side of things, it's going to attract removal spells. Then we throw this out, in which case we're going to get, you know, a creature in response, and then a creature will be attacking us here. We can put things like a Jewel Thief or a Gwen of Green Eyes that has enough toughness to withstand some things. Jewel Thief would be ideal because we are okay sacrificing Jewel Thief. We can use things like Infectious Bite too if she survives for a turn. Then Beseiju comes out, or Halpack Piper, or Cartographer's Survey. Any of those 3 are going to move up into a turn 4 Burly Breaker, Steel Exemplar, like, and then we can drop a Titan of Industry or Tyrannix Rex. I think we give it a shot. I don't think we do it on the ladder, though, unfortunately. Let's try Woodsy Artifacts again. We're ramping to a Titan of Industry. We're ramping to a big bad boy. I think it's kind of cool, actually. I really enjoyed my ramp decks in the past. Okie dokie. Definitely. Exactly. I mean, we'd like to get one of those sagas for turn 2, but even if we don't, we're not dying on this one. Sick. Sick. somehow we've already corrupted mean green. We weren't even trying. Okay, so this would be mana 3. This would be mana 4, and this would drop to 5. The other option would be to put out the Gwenna of Green Eyes right now. And what that would do is give us 2 mana in any combination. Yeah, I think we hold off on that for the Iron Claw Crusher. There's not a good reason for them to, okay, you just get one creature, sorry, but like I said, the Jewel Thief was going to be a good blocker, right? We knew that there was a chance that that was going to come. This thing, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get to pay X, and if you do, you get to put that many counters on there. Ooh, we don't like that, right? It's pretty solid without a removal spell. Guess you could put him on the Bank Buster. Okay, I think we're just tossing this up there. We're playing with all green. We're going that way. We're going that way. And you've done a 2-turn clock now. Right? Yes. There's going to be lots of +1s that hit the deck here. Thinking Gallic Raiders is going to go up. No, he went for the life. I like it. Thinking of Defiler next. Yeah. I was thinking the Defiler on the next shot, but I think I'm just going to do this. I would much rather put them in the awkward position of having to block their way out of this. All attack, hold that back, go with that. We can get some multi-attacks here, maybe get a trade with the Simian Simulacrum. Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with that. So the hopes is that the Halpak Piper brings out the Iron Claw Crusher. Iron Claw Crusher will be swinging for 8 at the moment. We're definitely going to take a hit here. Thinking maybe not. It's okay. That's okay. We'll go with this. Activate. No, that's fine. Still have the mana to do that. Yeah? I think we hold back. Iron Claw is going to go and give +4 to our Steel Exemplar. That's going to force the block. It does mean that Iron Claw could get killed, but it means that it's a guaranteed trade. Right? So we're out of mana here. Yeah. Hey everybody. How did you get to an 11-11? What the heck just happened? Ugh. Gross. Oh, it didn't do the thing. Let's see. Can I go back? Nah. That's not going to work. Well, we didn't make it, and that's okay. If we would have held off one more time, we could have double attacked the Iron Claw, left the Steel Exemplar to trample damage, and we could have won that game. So that one's on me. I made a mistake by attacking one turn too early. I got kind of spent a little on that one. But we did the things that we were trying to do. The problem is just simply that there's just not enough ability to slow down that enchantment, right? Like, we didn't get enough removal spell. Perfect curve for the ramp, right? Something to do on turn 1, something to do on turn 2, something to do on turn 3, something to do on turn 4. Maybe. What? Well, if we don't gain a land, okay. That's fine. Okay. We'll have 5 mana. This will play. That'll be 6 mana, and that should leave us enough for a Jewel Thief or a Careful Cultivation. Kind of think. I'm thinking of playing the Careful Cultivation instead of the Jewel Thief, because it'll make the Venerated Rock Beast a better blocker than the other side of things. Yeah. We're not hurting, but good play. Okay. 4 mana. Infectious Bite removes the Keswick. Just takes away their ability to ramp. And nah. We have 6 mana. We can double spell. Not that we desperately want to with the Howling Moon in the way, but we're in a decent position to knock out a pup or a wolf top. We're going to gain 3 life back. I don't expect to take a ton of damage here. We'll probably end up netting +1. And maybe -1 of their creatures if they all attack. Would rather remove the pup before it gets bigger. Yeah, that's fine. Is it fine? Yeah, no. Resolve. So we'll take some damage. Resolve, resolve, resolve. Resolve, resolve, resolve. Yeah. Certainly need to stop the bleeding here, unfortunately. Wouldn't mind a fight spell. Yeah. It's fine. It hurts, but it's okay. Because... Oh, it's not going to be. Yeah. We just couldn't get the draw. We needed one of those big guys. And it just wasn't going to happen. We will be entering maintenance very soon. Okay. So green ramp is just not proving to be very attractive, right? I don't like playing it. It's not very much fun. We could try putting some of these terrible soldiers to play as a way to just try them out. But I think I'm pretty much ready to call it a day and get things done. So, unfortunately, don't see much opportunity for us to move the account forward after we got through kind of where they are. That happens, it seems like. Some days you get a chance to do 2, 3, 4 kinds of things based on the gold and the weekly resets and the battle pass. And other days you just don't have enough because you only got a 500 and you don't have enough gold to get your second jump in, and your first jump in, goes relatively well. We could probably try to make it, well, we could take a look at what we got on the jump in and see. A 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 1-drop, a 2-drop. We got plenty of things to get done. We'll go with this in order to hit the board. We can throw a second 1-drop and get this out too, which I think is the play, right? And then this thing will just put a +1 on there, it won't matter. But this thing's a nice blocker with first strike. So nothing against the Parish Blade Trainee, but it doesn't do a lot when all you've got is other 1/1s that are out there, right? If you can put like a 2/2 on the board and then attack with the Parish Blade Trainee, you can gain that extra positive. Let's go. It's okay. Red-white soldiers. Soldiers are typically all pure white, or they're more in like the blue-white category, Azorius. It's pretty rare that we see them in the red-white side of things. Both of these creatures have first strike. To me, that means they're not really at risk in this fight, as long as I can gift over a +1 to the Survivor of Colas in there. And I can if I throw this on him. We can block the Baird on the way back in. Baird, at the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base, you get to make another white soldier. So kind of a way to go wide as long as there's some +1s. Intrepid Adversary that you use to pump the board with +1s should give him the capability. I don't mind. Yeah, no block. You got it. Alright. The Intrepid Adversary isn't that scary, but the constant stream of soldiers that's going to come out of that guy is kind of scary. I do like throwing that up there as well. Sticking this onto here. Going all attack here. Bringing that back for a second. Dropping this onto there and making those two pretty threatening. So if we pick up a 5th land, we should consider throwing the Defiler out there. Having a 5/5 with Vigilance is going to make some of this threat just go away. I would probably trade the Porcelain Zealot for the Intrepid Adversary as well. Okay, so throw the Defiler out. Spells cost less. If you cast a white permanent spell, you get to make a soldier and go wider. So I think we just take the Defiler and put him out there. I think we consider I'm okay with trading out the Duelist for one of whatever they want. If whichever one they want to trade, if they want to do it, I'm okay with that. Alright, so on the crackback, we've got Defiler to take out Devilish Valet and Porcelain Zealot to trade with Intrepid Adversary. Oh no, there's 2 more bodies. What the heck? Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, double their power until the end of the turn. That's just game over. That just hurts. That is devilish. I appreciate the red-white Devilish Valet play with the Skitterbeam Battalion. It's a bit on the high level of mythic cards and rare cards, but it is respectable. It is respectable bomb to have go off. I will tip my hat. Okay. Like I said, we're trying this deck out. We have no idea, ultimately, if this thing has got any value to it. It is a bit of a pile in the sense that, like, we've got not a kind of streamlined 4 copies of each card, everything deciding to synergize with itself, and instead we've just kind of stuck with it here in hopes, right, of getting an opportunity to do something more cool with that. I don't think I would trade with the Mirror Convert, by the way. I think the next play is drop in a Complete Devotion onto dropping a Complete Devotion onto the Jawbone Duelist. It just makes it such a threat on this next attack. Yeah. It's up to you now. I could probably throw a Siege Veteran out. Idea being I could put the +1s on the Jawbone Duelist. that. Not in love with it, but I'm fine with it because I can. Unfortunately, how can I block that? This. This makes a chump blocker, and this also makes a blocker. So we out here pumping. So this guy is all the way down the battle pass, and that's the only way you get your hands on that card, which is pretty cool if you ask me. We're definitely wide enough now to remove some threats. So the question is, what threats do we want to remove? I do think that we consider attacking with these two, maybe these three, and if they pair somebody up against the Siege Veteran, we remove them with the Charge of the Mites. Is it sorcery speed? No, it's instant speed, so that's fine, right? Yeah, I think that's what we did. Alright, so we click next. We're going to stick it on the Siege Veteran, and we're going to say all attack and hold back. Undeclare, sorry. I forgot he can take in some goodies. He could take in some Siege Veteran goodies. What if I do that? 3 attacks here. Yeah, but I lose a crackback attack. I like that better. So I'm expecting that, and that's it. So we will charge of the mites that. We will remove that. And, oh, lo and behold, we have 2 blockers left behind. Right? Oh, what did you get? At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent has 3 more counters, choose a creature you control, then draw cards equal to its. Whoa. I forgot about the card draw. That's a problem. Yeah. So we charge the mites this guy. That's fine. Resolve. Just to get rid of the card draw issue. We drop this back as an excellent blocker. We pop you onto you. And I think we're concerned about that, which we can cover. We're concerned about that. So we really can't let anything get by. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, if we double block though, I mean he's got to block something, right? So if we double attack, I'm just not sure that like I have to fear the crackback that much if he has to block his way out of this. I should have considered the Porcelain Zealot. Yeah. Nothing survives on his side of the board. That was that was some masterful jank. I think that's a good one to end on. That was crazy close. I totally dig it. What do we got here? Oh, go to deals. $13.50 for a draft token is better than a 1400 draft token. These are interesting arts for Tolavar, for Keswick, for the Burly Breaker. We got the female Burly Breaker. I dig it. Ooh, she looks wicked. I love me a Brutal Cathar. Such a good card. But we ain't out here trying to look pretty. We out here trying to get cards. We said we were going to try one thing, and that's what we're going to do. Go to the jump in, look at the new cards that we picked up, and see if there's a deck that could improve. With our Glissa, there has to be a deck that we can improve. Also, another Rot Priest, although I'm not sure that we needed a fourth. I thought we might have had 4 copies of it. We've also got these Skull Dwellers, Whispers, Bite Downs, Branch Blight Stalkers, a little bit less, but Infectious Bite, that's another one that I think is going to have a lot, and then so are some of these. So let's sneak a peek at our black-green Toxic-y decks. What are we looking at? Black-green not toxic, black-green toxic, and then some green toxic, and some strength in numbers. So let's start here. And here we go. We now have 4 copies of Whispers of the Dross. We have 2 in here, along with a copy of Cut Down. I don't think that us picking up 1 extra copy was the reason we did that. The other thing that we picked up that I thought was pretty good in here was Abilia Skull Dweller, but I think we had 4 copies of that going into as well. Rats. No, Drowning Nicors are good. We didn't pick up a 4th copy of those, unfortunately, or a 4th copy of the Communion. We do have that removal spell up. And these are all about protecting the Venerated Rot Priest, which we have all 3 copies in. We do have a 4th copy here of a non-legendary creature that I think is actually worth more to the Toxic fight than that one. If you can believe that. Maybe more than this one. There you go. We're really staying on brand here. We want it to be toxic. We want it to be toxic. We want it to proliferate. Everything is kind of geared that way with the exception of these 2 cards, which just remove creatures out of our way. We've got some toxic. We've got some proliferate. We've got some toxic. We've got some toxic. So I dig it. Anything in 2 or more? No. We already got 4 of those in there. I think that's probably it for this one. There's a world where Glissa makes sense in that deck, by the way. Even though she doesn't enable Toxic, she does remove creatures and force some really bad blocks. She also gets rid of enchantments and or just enchantments when she hits home, which is good as well. We have the 4 copies of Vraska Fall already, so we didn't really open up any doors in there. I kind of dig this deck a lot, and wish that we had a little bit more power built into it. This Grasp over this Whispers might be the right answer there. Still just 2 Tenacious Underdogs, still just 2 Jawbone Duelists. We got a lot of removal into this deck, like 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's count from the left to right here. We got a 1-1. It's not exactly removal. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 removal spells, which is pretty solid. I think that's about 2 higher than what I would typically put into a deck. And Orzhov Invasion looks pretty good because it stays so low to the ground. The other option would be to do... Let's take a look at our Cemetery Geist. I have a tendency to really like this deck. I feel like this deck has maybe the most unique way for us to handle threats. Terra Sunder is good, but it's not great, and there are other removal spells out there that are better. I do like the Gix's commands. I do think that if we put ourselves in a situation over here, we could do a Gravelighter as a way. Is there any card discards? Not really, huh? This is all graveyard back and forth. I think it's the Butlers. The Butlers go, the removal spells jump in. Enchanted creature you control has toxic. When it dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control. Is there any chance that that helps our Willowgeist? We could anoint because it exiles cards, which is kind of cool. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card if a creature died. Otherwise, each player sacrifices a creature. Eaten Alive is a sacrifice spell, or we could spend 4 more mana to not sacrifice. We stay with it. We're looking to put some things in, and we're looking to take some things out. When things go in, Fran triggers off. When it comes out. Willowgeist triggers off. When it goes back in, Fran triggers off. Necrogen Communion can be an interesting way to see if we can't return creatures back onto the battlefield. I've never tried to use it on a blitzed creature, but this would be a great chance to try it. We're going to send a lot of things on their side. Destroy each creature with power 2 or less. That's going to hit us too. And there's going to be a few creatures out there with power 2 or less. So we might end up putting Vran under a spell, under something like that. Who are your sacrifice targets, right? That's the problem, is I'm not making tokens. I need to make tokens. This is when you discard a card, and we don't have a lot of discard pieces into our puzzle. He does make a token. She makes a token. Anybody make creature tokens? I know you make a token. This one does. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you get to create an insect token. That's actually really good for what we're trying to do. Okay. We'll remove that and see if these tokens can suddenly become sort of the engine that we're looking for here. Whenever she enters the battlefield or attacks, create a 1/1 insect token. And then she's daybound, and so if we get to nightbound, you get to create 2 instead of 1, which is great. Let's go. One more game to try it out. We doubled up our glisses. We added this tokeny creature to sort of stimulate the sacrifice nature of what's going on. I kind of felt like a sacrifice deck and a, pull things out of the graveyard, like a reanimation kind of deck with a minor mill theme built into it would be the right answer. It's a lot of graveyard shenanigans that have to work in unison. So it seems like a very touchy machine, but it doesn't seem like it's completely without merit. It seems like there might be some answers that are out there. I dig it. We only got one color, but we got one color across the board. Kept a 2 mana hand, drew no mana for the first 2. Got it. Do this, see if we can't create some value. Go to next, all, go. End turn. Broker's Ascendancy is going to prove to be a problem. We need 1 more mana again to cast. Very interesting. Take it. Huh. We just got one of those. I think we try one more time. I mean, it was a win, but I feel like he just bricked on his hand, which we were dangerously close to doing on our side too. What are you going to do? Nice. Much stronger on the creature count. A lot weaker on the land situation. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm not in any rush to throw out the Executioner Thrain, if anything.